So here we are with photographer Marcus Anthony. Marcus, where are we? What town are we in, and what country are we in?
Well, we're on the north side of the street on 2nd and Princess. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is where I live and where my studio is. We're standing right outside of it.
Okay, and we're going to have a look upstairs. It's on the second level. We've got a coffee shop there, then you're on the second level.
Yeah, second level, north side of the street.
So let's go in and have a look at this great studio. This through this door? Right through these doors. Okay. We made it up the stairs.
Sure.
And show us around. I'll give you the mic, all right, so you can have a little tour.
Okay. Right on the left here is my sales and viewing room, conference room. We have a lot of wall art here, kind of give clients an idea of what we're all about, maximize our sales and our revenue. There's something for everybody in here. Collages, this is the most popular product that we have. 32-inch storyboard collage, 11 images. Over here, there's another collage. It's also very popular, but it's in acrylic. And then we have the giant canvas of the family. So, lots to choose from. Albums, files, and then I have another room.
So, this is the viewing room. At present, you haven't got a sort of permanent setup with a TV. You just set a screen up here, move the couch, and a projector. Okay, so are you going to make that a permanent thing?
I'd like to, just don't have the space right now.
Yeah, and I noticed on the coffee table there you have these beautiful printed booklets. This one is called Portraits, the one we have here. Just tell us about these. You've got 3 different types, one for weddings, one for portraits, and one for glamour. You produced these sort of yourself in a software and then had them printed?
Yeah. Real simple. As a template that I purchased, and I just filled in the text and the pictures. It's about 16 pages. It's all about wall art, all about albums, all about, things that kind of make us money. And on the back, there's a little voucher that you can use. And so I give these to clients who make purchases in the hopes that they leave it around their house. And so it's a conversation starter for me.
Yeah, they're certainly great quality. And you said you were able to get a very small minimum number.
Yeah, just 10 of them. 10 of them minimum order at Pro DPI Lab in, I think they're in San Francisco.
That's great. So they cost you about $9 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well worth it.
Absolutely.
They're sensational.
Yeah.
Keep going. Show us your studio.
Sure. Thank you. So I have 2 rooms in this space. There's 6 rooms total, but this is my second room. This is the shoot space. Hand-painted backdrops up here. Beautiful couch, Chesterfield couch that I purchased knowing that it will get destroyed eventually, but it's holding up pretty good. And again, I'd wish to have a little bit more space, but I think it fits my needs just nicely.
Just tell us a little more about the lighting that you use, a little more about the Pro Photo.
Yeah, so I've had Pro Photo since I became a professional. They've never let me down. I've had the same one since I started, and they're fantastic. They put out a lot of light. This one in particular is what I use for 90% of my studio work. I'll pop it over here in the corner, and it's just a very simple one-light setup, but it creates a beautiful, soft light, which is flattering to pretty much everyone.
So that's terrific. I'm just looking, you're keeping your light very simple. That would replicate, I'm guessing, daylight?
Yeah, I suppose. It's a little more contrasty than daylight.
And although you have some windows here, you don't use that natural light?
Not at all, no. It's a black box when you hit the shutter without the flash on.
Okay, so this would be your main light. What other lights do you use? Do you use hair light? Do you use a fill light? What else? Hardly ever?
I've used it before, but I really prefer just the one light. It keeps it simple, so I'm not fiddling around with gear. I can spend more time and focus on the client.
And of course, that would be a wraparound light, so the shadows would wrap around to give that three-dimensional look, which is why your work looks so good. That's great. Come and sit on the couch, because there's just a couple of questions I want to sort of ask you about when you started. And that is a pretty cool couch, eh?
Yeah, not bad.
Just you don't sit much on it. So you've only been a full-time professional photographer for how many months?
24, couple of years so far.
Just a couple of years. Just tell us your story. Just tell it, because there'll be a lot of photographers watching this, and they want to know how and when you made that break, when you made that big step going from, a hobbyist into starting to earn money. Just tell us a little bit about the story.
Sure. So I started out as a wedding photographer. I moved to Wilmington just over 2 years ago, and for 18 months or so, I advertised myself strictly as a wedding photographer. So I kind of pigeonholed myself into that niche. And about May of last year, I want to say, we hooked up as a result of the Photo BizX podcast, and I started doing portraits with your urging. And it's been a journey, but in a relatively short amount of time, I was able to. One
thing I sort of suggested to you is to get rid of the weddings. How did you feel about doing that?
That was definitely a shock to the system at first. When you look at one wedding and how much it can bring in, potentially $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, it's a lot. But when you really break down the time on how much you're spending on that one wedding, you can easily make much more on a per hour basis shooting portraits and families.
Mm-hmm. Now, our big success has come with Bernie's Facebook ads. Yeah. You had some incredible success earlier this year. We did 3 Facebook ads altogether. We really ramped your business up. Tell us just about how many leads you got from that, how you handled the inquiries, and when you got in that state of overwhelm, how did you overcome it?
Yeah, so like I said, it's been a journey. The first Facebook ads were extremely popular. I think we did mother-daughter to start out. Number of leads was well over 100, which was shocking and astounding to me, coming from hardly getting any leads as a wedding photographer. So that was nice. Had to filter through them. At first, I just called pretty much all of them. And, it wasn't very efficient, but it did work. So I got some sessions in, and the next round I did mother-daughter again about 6 months later, almost 400 leads from that one Facebook ad. I only spent $50 on it, which is insane. But that time I was prepared with a system. So I used Calendly to filter out people who don't necessarily want to speak on the phone. And I use Calendly to schedule those phone calls. And so I'm only talking to people who want to talk to me. We chat on the phone a little bit about price, kind of go over things, and just kind of briefly mention, I start at X amount. Are you okay with that? I don't want you to fall off your chair when you see my price list, that kind of thing. So it prepares them, and they're ready to spend money when they come and look at their photos.
Okay, so that's great. So you've really only just started. You're having a lot of success. Where do you see yourself going in the future with the business?
Oh, sky's the limit. I don't know. At this point, I'm on the verge of being too busy. I'm almost at my breaking point with how many shoots I can handle, which is, I never thought I'd say that, but that's where I'm at. So it could go a number of different ways. I could just keep raising my prices until I'm only shooting the quality of client that I want, or I could take on photographers underneath myself. I haven't decided. I think that's probably a Skype session with you that we'll need to run through that, but I don't know. The sky's the limit.
And just to finish off, just tell everyone how helpful you feel that my coaching has been to you since we started in May?
Yeah, of course. So instrumental. It's been incredibly helpful. I couldn't. There's no way I'd be where I'm at without your help. What else can you say? Fully recommend your services. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits of having a coach, obviously, is the accountability that we do speak every week. That there are tasks I set if to do. I give you ideas, but not only just the ideas. I give you a strategy about how to implement those ideas. And of course, if we read anywhere on the internet or ask any experienced photographer about success, they'll tell you that 80% of it's about business and it's about marketing. Yeah. The 20% taking photographs and doing Photoshop is the easy part. It's the 80% that's the hard part. So you're learning to enjoy that 80%, the marketing and the networking and all of that?
Yes, that's been actually a happy kind of side effect of your coaching. I'm fully embracing the social media, putting out a post at least once a day, all types of different media, video I'm getting into. There's so many tools out there. There's absolutely no excuse for you not to have constantly putting out content. And it's enjoyable, when you can kind of take pride in producing your own promo films and things like that, using the tools, all the modern stuff that we have available. It's really, really fantastic.
And we've got to say that Wilmington is a small town. There's only 117,000 population. Yes. 117,000. If you've thought I said 170, it's 117 to those watching. Very small. But we went out. We still trying to find out where the big money is, but we certainly found out where a lot of the money is. Yes. And it's a matter of targeting those clients. There are a lot of very, very wealthy clients 20 minutes away, we know, because there's some massive houses there. So we're looking at service them and helping them to lighten their wallets and giving us some this way. So just a little bit of advice, maybe, just to finish up, to wind up, to photographers watching this, just, as I say, going to take that step from amateur to professional. A couple of things, a couple of tips. What would you say to them?
To put it in a very, very basic nutshell, it's all about lead generation. So you need to be constantly working on ways to acquire new leads, inquiries. And it's not just them coming to you either. It's you going to them through different ways. Second thing is, like we just touched on, it would be the marketing. Social media, constantly being out there. It might feel like you're just talking to people that already follow you, but I promise you, for every person that hits like on your photo, there's 2 or 3 other people actually seeing it. And whether or not they like it, they're still seeing it, and that's a huge benefit. So. Third thing would be to work on your price list. I think that's very important. Your price list is kind of the core of what you do. It all comes down to, what the client's going to purchase from you. So make sure that you have products that you believe in and that you can easily see on a client's wall. So collages are very popular. Believe it or not, people like physical product. Digital files are not the end-all, be-all of what we do. Physical product.
Thanks, Marcus. Thanks for that insight, and great to be here in Wilmington. And for all those that have watched this, thanks for watching. And if you want more information, just go to my website, www.berniegriffiths.com, and maybe we can connect and see if we can get you going on your journey. Thanks again, Marcus.
Thank you.